Okay, we're back from for the second hour after the news and the
news and views beyond the mainstream.
Yeah, but so we're back, and before the end of the first hour, I was discussing the problem of what they do with surgery connected with colon cancer, and I said it's really bad. Well, what happens is during the break, Barbara has problems with her internet.
Yep. Well, yeah, let me tell you what happened, Dr. Carpenter. I mean, you know, it seems the more gory details that we put out there and how bad it is, how many people are suffering and dying and hurting because these bastards are blocking your treatment. Okay, all this kind of stuff. It always seems to happen. I just left the room I'm in here at the safe house just for maybe 5 minutes. I returned to the computer. I had been booted off the internet. Simultaneously, there were other problems in the safe house with other people's equipment apparently malfunctioning and lights blowing. Okay, that kind of nonsense.
And everything was okay
before
pretty much before you showed up, and then now these mystery problems are happening, right?
Well, yeah, and especially just now, okay? Because I've only been online maybe for the past 3 days. I only got back online maybe 3 days ago, on Tuesday, I guess it was. And so anyway, we finally managed to reconnect. Hopefully we'll be able to finish the show.
Sure, hopefully.
This is so typical, Dr. Carpenter. You know this. I've spoken about it.
It's typical.
About electronic technical problems, electronic sabotage. These people are just always on the case. They never stop, and all you can do is the best we can is we can work around it, and we can report it. It's important to report it because I think it's important that people understand what we have to go through just to bring this information to you.
Back when
getting on the internet. Oh, I'm going to do a show now. No, it's not that at all. You have to go through like a living hell. You have to run a gauntlet just to present some information. What does that tell you about how important? Right?
When all the court mess in Arkansas was going on, we were talking about it on the radio show, and just as soon as we get to the point where we're ready to, call out Judge Reynolds as a liar that he is, for that court order where he just basically put a bold-faced lie that no testimony exists, and the moment we get into that and start talking about it, there went the signal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, look, even when since I've been on this show, which is about a couple years now, right? Even since I've been working with you, we've had many, many problems with weird occurrences happening over the phone lines or the Skype lines or whatever. This is just what goes on, and people need to know. They do this. They did it even to Orion. Remember the big outage that day on your show was on a Saturday, Dr. Carpenter?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They knocked out, it was in April, I believe, of 2012. They knocked out the whole, was it 2012 or 2013? I can't remember, but they knocked out the whole.
No, it was on 2012.
Okay. Yeah, they knocked out the whole station for the entire day, right? And it was reported on Orion. On their website, and everybody knew that something was not right. Something happened. It wasn't just like a glitch. Something happened, and it was a targeted type situation.
It's just unbelievable the things they do, and to me those are childish because you're not going to.
I need to retract one thing I said because I don't want to be accused of calling the wrong judge a bold-faced liar.
No, that was not, the name was not right.
It's Judge James M. Moody, District Judge
I don't
in
know
Little
why
Rock,
you said
Arkansas.
random.
That's the bold-faced liar, Judge James M. Moody.
Not only a liar is somebody that used the position of being a judge to violate the Constitution.
Well, that's right, Carpenter. They call them activist judges, and they have no business doing their little activism for whatever they decide that their whim is, that they're supposed to go by the law, the rule of law, under the Constitution. That's what they're supposed to do.
And the Constitution says you have to follow the 14th Amendment, and he boldface violated that amendment. And that happened in the U.S. You cannot hold a civil trial if the person is not present. That goes into default.
But no evidence existed and no testimony existed. That's right. No, okay. Yes, I'm sorry. It did exist. It was all prejudicial. That's what it was.
They suppressed. The bottom line is they suppressed.
He first said it didn't exist, and then he said, "Oh yeah, it does exist, but it's not acceptable."
The probability for prejudice far outweighs the probative value of any testimony that may be offered.
Says who?
And the judge. And
the crooks. Who do you think?
Yeah, says the so-called lawyer, and the judge seconded him, like we did in the soap opera. Everything that this crooked lawyer was saying, the judge said, "Yeah, that's fine." Yeah, our soap opera was a teasing, and they actually did the things we said in the soap opera, or the violation. But anyway, that's another. So if they cause you a problem with the internet, it was something we were saying that they didn't want.
Oh yeah. Well, remember now, Dr. Carpenter, this is the first show that I've been back on in over a month, and I'm now broadcasting here from the safe house. Of course there's going to be a problem. I hope we can rectify it for the future.
I hope so. I have no idea. I thought that because we're doing the recording, they really have no idea when we are recording, so I don't see how they could do that. But what I wanted to finish saying was the surgery they do to permanently, not a temporary surgery, just permanent surgery to divert the excrement in a bag instead of going through the normal channel that the human body has, is a downright shocking surgery, and the results turn a person into not a human, a non-human individual. It is horrible.
And Dr. Carpenter, this is the standard practice when somebody has one of these types of cancers and has had that treatment, right?
It's standard.
They end up with a colostomy bag, right?
Right. And in addition to the fact that it's a horribly gross thing. Also, what they do to the body is horrible. The person does not look human anymore. And very few people get to see it because it's such an embarrassing thing. And very few people really know what they're facing before they agree to the surgery. And that's why I think they should be investigated and people should find out what they're facing before they agree to the surgery.
They should, Dr. Carpenter. And that's the thing. Where are they going to have access to this information? In other words, they're obviously being lied to or deceived or fooled.
Big time.
Yes, that's what it sounds like to me, because I can't imagine somebody voluntarily saying, "Oh, no problem, that I can do that." No, I don't.
Because it's going to save my life. First of all, it's not going to save anything. All it does is spread the cancer. That kind of surgery or any kind of surgery, but especially that one, spreads the cancer. First of all, doesn't save anything. And second, is horrible. Turns a person into a non-human.
Yes, it is horrible, Dr. Carpenter.
And people have no idea what it is and what it looks like. It's horrid. Think about it. Get the information. Talk to somebody that had it done. People don't like to talk about it because it's so embarrassing. It's just a private issue.
It's like those post-mastectomy pictures that we got. It was real controversial. We got flack for it, but posting post-mastectomy photos next to your after treatment photos. You know, one of these is temporary, the other is permanent. Which would you rather deal with? You know?
Yeah. They did not like to see that.
Well, it's butchery, Dr. Carpenter. I can't think.
It's horrible. I don't even know how any human can even think of doing something like that.
And the worst part of it is, look, we all know this. We know I'm not saying every doctor, because who the hell knows what they know. But I can tell you this. The
Nothing.
people that came after you, the people that came on your case to destroy your life, those people at the top, the people that have everything to lose because they have a good game going for themselves, of raking in money as they're killing people and draining them financially. I can guarantee you, and you know it too, these people know damn well that there's an alternative.
Yeah,
and it's on their conscience that they know that there's an alternative that works, and that they're willing to lie and cheat and steal to stop a decent person, a heroic person that has what you have in saving lives, in order for just to protect the status quo and the pharmaceutical companies and the FDA and the AMA and all the other bastards that are out there raking in money and destroying people's lives. It is absolutely obscene.
It is, and it's unbelievable because, for a while, when we were still in Arkansas, insurance company were covering our treatment. It's photodynamic therapy anyway, done better than the standard, but it's still photodynamic therapy, which is FDA approved.
And they were covering it.
And then, of course, the AMA and FDA intervened, and then they stopped. But they were. In fact, a large, very large, big-name insurance company called our office one time and said they wanted to make a deal to set the price that they will pay and have it standard coverage without question. That's what they will pay. And we were negotiating that when
it all hit, right?
Yeah. When that ad came in the paper, and then all the mess started. Yeah. We were negotiating, and this was a huge...
You know what, Dr. Carpenter? I honestly don't think, you see this stuff happening to other people, right? And you hear the stories, and at least for me, from my observations, I've been an observer of this kind of thing happening to one person after another that I know. These are my friends or loved ones, people that I care about. And I think that until it happens to the person,
directly,
they don't have an idea. They have no idea what it actually involves. They don't understand. It's like 1 minute it's happening to a friend, and the people who don't know enough will say, by the time they're at the hospice, he's resting, she's resting comfortably. Now the morphine drip, they're going to die now. They're going to die. Somehow it doesn't...
Comfortably. They're going to die comfortably.
And after their quality of life has been systematically wrecked over the past however many years,
well, it has.
They're happy to leave this life in this shell behind,
At that point,
yes. It's of no value to them. Why not? Just leave it behind.
Observing, if it's not them or their family, until it becomes you or your family, you don't really get it, that what is actually at stake here and what is happening. And that's
because it's so horrible that it's hard to believe that it's actually happening. That's why.
It is. That's right.
It's just awful. And the problem is also the lies of the medical. Okay? I recently heard this guy, I have to do something to stop because my body keeps producing cancer. And it never hit him the idea that what he's doing and the treatment he was getting were the ones that were spreading his cancer.
Of course. Well, Dr. Carpenter, you've mentioned quite a number of times two things that I always remember. One thing was that many people develop cancer because of all the pharmaceutical drugs that they're ingesting to begin with, which causes them to get cancer. And then once they get the treatment of radiation and chemotherapy, that spreads the cancer and makes it worse. It doesn't.
And the surgery, yeah.
That's right, the surgery. That's right.
And then they lie about this. It's a new special virulent strain of cancer. This one's extremely virulent.
And your body keep producing cancer. Yeah, your body.
Freaking liars.
It's just unbelievable, and it really tears me apart. Now, there is a former patient who told me I gotten the letter from FDA, and he, of course, took the letter and put it in a safe place.
Okay.
Okay. And, well, he came to me years ago, but he was told that his cancer had spread and they had to remove his eye and parts of his nasal cavity. Okay? That's what was the thing for him to save his life. Okay?
That's what he was told.
Right. Because he get this, his cancer started like the size of a dime on his forehead. Okay? They did surgery and blah, 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 this and that, and it ended up on the eyelid in a position at the corner. And so the diagnosis was remove the eye, to save his life, remove the eye and remove the upper part of the nose, the nasal cavity. Okay?
So what happened then?
He said, no way, no how.
Good for him.
And a cousin of his sent him information about us, and he came to Oklahoma. That's how FDA had his name and contacted him. And he just, as I said, put the letter in a safe place. And so he came to me, and it wasn't that bad. He had 3 treatments. 3. That's the minimum. Okay? And the healing was difficult because it's always kind of difficult, but he
didn't lose his eye, and he
was smart enough to believe what I said, because every doctor he saw told me, oh, I can just look at it and know that it's cancer. But he did not pay any attention, listened to me, and guess what? He doesn't have anything left, and he's got his eye, and he's got his nose.
And he's got his nasal passages intact, right?
And he's doing great. He
Is
doesn't
his eye
have
okay?
anything.
I mean, can he see okay in it?
And yes, he has his eyelid going back to normal. Everything is fine. Doesn't have anything.
I guess what I mean is he didn't suffer any permanent vision loss or anything?
He didn't even have any temporary vision loss.
Huh.
Nothing. The only thing was that the eyelid was difficult to close up. Okay? When it was healing, it was swelling and it looked open. And that's the only thing that it was a difficult healing, but he listened to me, was patient, and today is back to normal. And he kept working, and nothing came to him. In fact, he sent me his son too, that had something else. And he sent me
now, because I can't stress it enough, because of these bastards, nobody who has a condition that could be easily cured or healed or taken care of is solved with no harm done. Those people cannot get to you anymore, Dr. Carpenter. They shut you down.
Right. And they are dancing in the street about it, too.
But some of them might be able to make it to Brzezinski.
Oh,
Right.
God, not this guy again, right?
Yeah, but I know we like to tease about Brazil.
Yes, that's true.
So, how much time till the break? We got time?
Oh, we've got a couple of minutes.
Okay, that's good. But anyway, so that's what I wanted to say. A lot of doctors out there are aware that this exists, are aware of the difference that this makes, and they're trying to cover it up. And that is criminal.
It's criminal, Dr. Carpenter, and it's absolutely inexcusable, because if they know, ignorance is one thing. If they were ignorant, that would be bad enough. But knowing that it exists, knowing that they're preventing people, or they're part of the problem, preventing innocent people from getting the care they need, and those people are dying, and they're part of it. Well, I hope they go straight to the pit of hell, because they deserve it. That is just outrageously wrongful.
And it's happening, and there are a lot of articles that say people are getting, if they're not killed with that, they're getting killed with morphine, and it's intentional. And nobody's doing anything about it. Oh, well, the person would have died anyway. Says who? Okay? And it's just horrible, but it keeps happening. And that's what I am saying. Please, go to our website. Go, not just American Conspiracy. Go, there is an hyperlink there. Go to LaysMadeInc.com and look at those pictures. They can't be fake pictures. Look at the healing. Look at the process. Look at just bad cases, and it's still happening. Look what happened. There are cases that look so horrible, and then it takes months and months, but then everything goes back to normal. And nothing ever happened, depending how bad it is initially. But then just go back to normal, like nothing happened, and the person is whole, is not mutilated, is not messed up, it didn't suffer, it didn't spend a fortune. I mean, come on, do that and start complaining about it. How come?
That's right, Dr. Carpenter. Find out what's possible and then stand up and scream that they're not allowing people to get this.
Right. Just do something. You want to reduce the cost of medical care like the Affordable Care Act claims? Well, this will reduce because the majority of cost to Medicare even, it's from cancers, nothing else. It's cancer, the big ticket. And this would eliminate it. That's why they don't want it, the drug companies and the AMA. But that would eliminate the financial bleeding that we are having with Medicare. And then I read this article this week that says, oh, Medicare is going to pay the drugs for long-term care. Because that's what they want. So the money from Medicare is going for people with chronic diseases. That's why they want to make cancer chronic. Unfortunately, people, for them,
they can rake in more money. Are we out of time yet?
Yeah, just about.
15 seconds.
Okay. Well, and if cancer is considered chronic, that would be going on until the person dies.
Free speech guaranteed. You're listening to the Orion Talk Radio Network.
At Orion Talk Radio, we're constantly working hard on your behalf. But the fight for freedom could not be fought without you. So we want to hear what you have to say at 888-272-4434.
Wow, I have never heard talk radio like this before.
Y'all got a really good thing going, and we really appreciate it. We're from Alabama, and thank y'all so very, very much. Thank you.
Hi, guys. Good job and all. My name's Wayne from Alberta, Canada. Good work, guys.
I agree with your defense of the First Amendment, religion, speech, and press, the right to assemble.
Hey, I think Orion Radio is spectacular and awesome.
Hey, I just wanted to call and tell you I'm a great supporter of your radio broadcast. Anyway, good to hear some refreshing information, very intelligent speech. Keep up the good work. Thank you.
At Orion Talk Radio, we're waiting for your call. 888-272-4434.
Okay, we're back for the last segment of the show, and I realized that we have been rambling about a lot of things that are on our mind for the things that are happening in our lives, and they're really upsetting. But there is something that I read this week, and I need to report it to you because it's an important thing, and you need to take some action, okay? If you are a person that uses compounding pharmacies and like the existence of compounding pharmacies and low price connected with their product, you need to do something, because there was this article that said FDA starts regulating compounding pharmacy, which is terrifying, just that word. Regulating, you know what that means, FDA regulating. And the article...
controlling everything that you do.
Not only controlling everything, making it so expensive for the compounding pharmacies to satisfy the requirements of FDA and the scrutiny of FDA, that the prices of the compounding pharmacies will no longer be competitive, okay, and affordable. So what they're saying is, and this article is dated December 2nd, so it's Monday, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration on Monday began, get this is important, the process of regulating compounding pharmacies. Okay. Under the Drug Quality and Security Act, listen to this, signed into law November 27, that President, parenthesis monkey, Barack Obama, sorry. Okay.
Kenyan usurper socialist.
He's a usurper. He's not the president. Stop calling him the president who writes this crap. He's not the president.
said president, but I call him monkey.
Well, we can call him the resident, just like we called George Bush the resident.
Occupant.
The occupant.
Yeah, and I call George Bush the clown. But okay, these pharmacy, the compounding pharmacy, are being. Listen to this now. The fact that FDA can regulate the compounding pharmacy was signed into law by Obama. And get this, these pharmacies are being encouraged to register with FDA.
Oh, really?
Wait a minute, okay? First, they're saying the new law allow FDA to regulate compounding pharmacy, and Obama signed it, okay? But what it comes down to is the compounding pharmacy are being encouraged to register with FDA. And what they can do is they can classify themselves as outsourcing pharmacy, which gives FDA, which means here that FDA can regulate them. But also means, if they do that, they will be able to sell bulk drugs to hospital and other healthcare facilities. So basically, they're dangling the bone, give a dog a bone, okay, that you can make more money by the selling in bulk to hospital and healthcare pharmacy, but you have to register with FDA as outsourcing pharmacy. What it means in English is that they can classify themselves as manufacturer, and then FDA automatically has the authority to check them, regulate them, do whatever they want with them because they are manufacturing. In this case,
well,
drugs.
So here's my question, though. What if they don't
Right.
Is it voluntary or what? I mean, is it voluntary? What if they don't?
What it is, right, that's the whole point. What it is, this whole thing is a farce. He's signing to law what? Nothing. Okay? So they're all clowns here, besides being monkey. They're all clowns, okay? Nothing was signed into law. This is a lie from this, misleading the public and misleading the pharmaceutical company. Because already FDA only has authority when somebody is manufacturing something to be sold. That's why FDA could not have done anything to me, and it was an abuse of my right.
Right.
Because I wasn't manufacturing anything and I wasn't selling anything.
That's why they had to make up those lies in that affidavit that you were selling adulterated medical
drug.
equipment and adulterated medical equipment too.
Right, but I was selling. So
for interstate commerce, yeah.
So in this case, they're telling the people that FDA now can regulate the compounding pharmacy. In reality, it's not true. Nothing has changed. FDA can only regulate if they voluntarily classify themselves as outsourcing pharmacy, which means are manufacturing pharmaceutical. But if they keep themselves as compounding pharmacy, there is nothing in hell that FDA can do.
And that's exactly why they're trying to do this.
To entrap them into getting into this and then dialing the bonus. See, you're going to make more money because you can supply the hospital and you can supply the healthcare facility. But the reality is your cost will be so much higher, or production costs, to satisfy all the lousy control that FDA puts down.
Dr. And you know what else? To me, it defeats the whole purpose of a compounding pharmacy.
Absolutely. So what I am saying is, not that the compounding pharmacies will listen to me, but what I am saying is, say no, hell no, will remain compounding pharmacy. Don't get into the trap because we are being entrapped. So since probably the compounding pharmacy will not listen to me, the public needs to tell the pharmacies that they go to, don't do it. Stay as you are so you can keep your costs down and we will come to you. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Ignore the president, the clown, the monkey. Ignore FDA.
Yeah, ignore the usurper. Lawless usurper.
Just do not fall. That's all it is a trap. They cannot do it, so they're lying to you or what has been done. And of course, who is talking, there'll be a critical step the pharmaceutical compounding can take to protect the health and safety of their patient. Yeah, You know who's saying that? The hamburger woman.
Okay.
Margaret Hamburg.
Or like resigned or something? Is that who you're talking about?
No, I talk about the head of FDA.
Which is FDA. Okay, that's right.
Hamburg. Her name is Hamburg, so I call her Hamburger. I think her first name is Margaret. I'm not sure.
Margaret Hamburg.
Yeah, and I call her Hamburger because it's more to the point. Yeah, see? Oh, that will be safer for the public. Yeah, right. And if you believe that, there is a lot of swampland in Florida you can buy. Okay.
And a bridge that goes right over.
Yeah. I mean, can you believe this? They cannot do it. They haven't changed anything. They are telling it was signed into law. What was signed into law? Something that it was already there. They cannot touch the compounding pharmacy unless those volunteers.
This is just another lie, Dr. Carpenter. You can't say, oh, the president, the usurper, signed something into law. You can't do that. There is no law.
They're not doing it. They're not. Well, you might have signed some ridiculous stuff, but it doesn't change anything because it doesn't change the authority of FDA. Nothing has changed. They cannot do it if they remain compounding pharmacy. So, first of all, this is a case of liar, liar.
That's right. They're using deception to complete their agenda. That's right.
Absolutely. So be aware of this, and if the compounding pharmacy remain what they are, there is nothing FDA can do. So insist that the pharmacy you go to, a compounding pharmacy, there are plenty of people that go to compounding pharmacy. Insist as clients not to change anything, because it will only mean the bottom line you're going to have to pay a lot more with what you're getting now at a decent price. So, and they are already producing some things. You know, I told you that antifungal, the best antifungal product is from a compounding pharmacy. It's sold at Walmart for 88 cents a can, and it's the best thing you can find to stop a fungus. See? I mean, it's called Pro X. So, we need a compounding pharmacy. They need to stay. That the only control of price. They are trying to eliminate the control of price. They are trying to allow pharmaceutical company to profit from the skyrocketing cost. Their skyrocketing cost to the public, the prices. Stop the attack on the compounding pharmacy. And the only way you can do it by telling don't. Because it's volunteer. Do not volunteer anything. Because this is Bolshevik system. Do not volunteer to accept it. Let it go. Just ignore it.
Say no.
Absolutely. This is just like drugs. They are dangling to them. See, you're going to make a lot more money. Yeah, sure. Because you're going to sell to hospital and health. They already are doing that. It's just that FDA cannot control.
Hand over your control to the FDA.
Yeah, don't do that. And I'm hoping that they might be considering, I'm hoping that their clients will insist. So if you're listening to this show and you're going to compounding pharmacy all the time, just do it. It's not going to cost you anything. It's actually going to save you money in the long run because you can continue working with and buying things at the compounding pharmacy at a decent price. So do it. Tell them no. Don't accept the term. Don't list yourself as outsourcing pharmacy. Remain what you are. We need compounding pharmacies. A friend of mine told me that FDA has been after attacking compounding pharmacy for the longest time. And they've been trying to tear them down for years. So fight back. Tell them not to do it. Tell them to ignore FDA. FDA is the one that should be regulated and should be...
Shut down. Shut these acts down. Just shut them down and get them the hell out of it.
And fire everybody that has been cooperating. The people that are the whistleblower, hire those back.
And investigate, do a grand jury investigation against real criminal activity, and let those people be indicted for criminal fraud and everything else they're doing.
Criminal act, yes, violating the Constitution and criminal act violating people's rights. Have that done. That is what needs to be done. But the first step is just talk to your compounding pharmacist. Talk to them and tell them, no, stay away from FDA, because that would be your destruction. Don't do it. Don't listen. Don't talk to them. Don't even talk to them. If they come around, stretch out your hand and say, talk to my hand.
Or pull the shade, slam the door.
Absolutely. Yeah. They might flatten your tires, but so you might have to call a taxi to go.
But that would be childish to do so.
Oh, yeah, that would be childish.
Flatten somebody's tires so they can't leave their house.
Right. That'll be childish. That's why they do it.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh. I mean, it's unbelievable what's going on, and I really wanted to get this message out. That is something that the public can do. Please take the effort to do it, because it is to your benefit. It is to the survival of the compounding pharmacy, and it is to your individual benefit. I mean, I gave you a couple of years ago the example of some medication for pregnant women that was contained not quite hormonal replacement, but some hormonal content. And if you bought it from a compounding pharmacy, it was $10. And a manufacturer that had gotten hold of that formula and was claiming for their own, they wanted to shut down and stop the compounding pharmacy from doing it, and they want to provide the product at $1,700 a vial. Okay?
You're talking about $10 from a compounding pharmacy, and now it's up to $1,700. Are you serious?
Would I say if it wasn't true? I talked about it 2 years ago when it wasn't.
It's just amazing. It's preposterous.
That is allowed. Yeah, they wanted FDA to give them sole source and get the whole right and stop the compounding pharmacy to do it, but they couldn't do it because it was a natural part of something produced by the body just to enhance that, but it was natural and it could not be patented.
That's unbelievable. You know, I heard from somebody, this is quite a while back, I heard from a person who had a very serious disability that was very painful, and he had to get a prescription for OxyContin. He told me that he had some kind of insurance. I don't know what, because he would not have been able to afford it, but he said it was like $500 for a tablet, one tablet. How could that?
You know tamoxifen that is used by women to keep away. It's a tablet to keep away cancer reoccurrence, which is a malarkey. It's $800 a tablet.
You see, Dr. Carpenter, also, you know what else I heard?
Yeah, talking about $800 tablets. I keep thinking you're talking about iPads and Androids.
No.
But then, you know what the worst part is, too? Then they generate another problem. You get criminals who are mugging people who know that they have a vial of these tablets. Then they go on the street and sell the tablet. Say it's $500. They might sell a tablet for $200 and make a profit from what they stole from mugging somebody. All because of these greedy bastards in the pharmaceutical industry.
But if it's something that is natural or is a pretty simple component, the compounding pharmacy can put together and charge a lot less. That's why they want to put an end to the existence of compounding pharmacies per se. Okay?
Yeah, makes sense.
People,
they are, considering who these criminals are, that anybody that's providing a service for people that's beneficial, where it's actually affordable, they have to shut you down or regulate you or control you or get you under their operation, right?
Absolutely. Otherwise, it ruined the whole system, which means that all FDA is doing the ad job for the drug companies. It's eliminating the competition, which, by the way, violates the antitrust law.
Well, that's right. That's right.
And they are doing it. FDA is doing it. That's why we need to find a way to put an end to FDA. It's not just occupy FDA. Dismantle FDA.
Yeah.
And of course, the present administration. Obama is just a patsy. See? They say he signed. He signed nothing because nothing has changed. It's like it was before. But he's there to just do the image of giving the impression that he's doing something. He's just a patsy, and he's a yes man that do whatever he's told to do. Yeah, that's what happened. And people don't see it. They start hollering and screaming, all the problems we have today is because of Obama. Well, that's only indirect. He is the one that is, all he wanted is it's probably just a narcissist that wanted the power, the ego thing of being president, and is doing anything and agreeing to anything just to keep that up. So
now, Carpenter, do we have? I know you mentioned an interesting issue also. Do we have time to cover that? That was about the petition. Did you want to cover that if we have time?
We got about 3 minutes and 10 seconds.
Oh yeah, it was on what was it? In November, that some people out of the blue, after there was nothing for a long, long time, somebody signed the petition. Didn't we talk about it? Barbara might not know, but I thought we talked about it. Did we, Randy?
We might have on that one that we did without Barbara that week where we couldn't get a hold of her.
Yeah, well, what happened, Barbara, was that two other, if somebody didn't hear it anyway, two other signatures were added, and the people added the reason why they were signing. And one of these people was somebody that came 8 years ago to me for treatment, and was the lymphoma that was 8 years ago? You remember, Randy?
No,
that was the other one. The other one that didn't say which type of cancer,
right.
But he said...
All it said was, Dr. Carpenter saved my wife's life 8 years ago with her treatment. Her cancer is now completely gone, and she's in perfect health with 0 side effects. She is a gift to the world.
See? Yep.
And then the other one was somebody in New Mexico, right?
Right. And said that my treatment for lymphoma was successful due to this treatment, or this technology, rather.
See, and people can still ignore it. Those are pretty powerful things.
Well, the sad thing is the whole, petition, and the whole time it's been up, it's got 115 signatures. I saw one last year on Change.org, and I mean it was a petition to get a new experimental form of chemo for the woman who wrote the petition's husband, who had cancer, and there was this experimental chemo they were offering that was their quote only hope unquote, and they were looking for support because. I don't know what they needed that many signatures for, but something to make the difference between him getting this new experimental form of chemo and not getting this experimental form of chemo.
I think it was to get the insurance company to cover it.
Okay, that's probably it. But the point I was trying to make, though, the petition had been up a month and there were like 20,000 signatures on it. That's the point I was trying to make.
Yeah, for chemo. And Dr. Carpenter, who has the real revolutionary treatment that works and does no harm, gets a lousy 100-some-odd signatures. That's absolutely ridiculous.
Try to spread the word and you get ignored.
Yeah. Well, that tells you something about people, too. It just, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I'll have you on my show as long as we can talk about Brzezinski and Gerson and Budwig and all this other stuff. Sure, yeah, come on board.
And B-17.
Right.
Right? Oh, yeah, because B-17 is selective. Right?
Yeah, right.
Cyanide is selective.
Right. Yeah.
It only kills cancer, not people.
It doesn't kill CIA agents who carry a capsule, right?
Right. So that means that the ones
they used to do, right? That's real.
Or so that means that the ones that they do, they actually have widespread cancer. Okay. Well, I guess we are out of time now, and it's the end of the second hour. So in the end of the show for this week, I hope we won't have in the future any more problem, and we can continue without interruption to bring to you what's happening out there. So have a good week. We'll be back next Saturday.